Alright, so we're back with some more Astria Ascending. Last time we ended up fighting the Taurus Astria, which it took beyond forever. It literally was like an hour fight or something like that. If I actually had access to Dispel, or, you know, something the equivalent of removing regen, then, you know, we would have been all good. But, no, we didn't have access to that, so we fought that dude forever. And, really didn't get to explore any of the temple. The entire video was just that last boss fight. Which, you know, maybe I should edit down, but then I'm thinking, like, just to show just truly how insane that fight was, I feel like I should keep it in there, because otherwise people are going to be like, it's not that bad if I cut it down, and, yeah, no, it was pretty bad. I believe this is another one of our quests that required us to find this temple. We found dead dude, there's nothing we can do. Alright then, time to loot him. Something's engraved in it, yeah, the ring back to the water mains. Yeah, something tells me they were gonna just, you know, give me the ring for free. That'd be too easy, of course.
Focus! I'm ready!
We fought these two guys on the ground here. The magic wielders, though, not as of yet, so this could be interesting. I'm pretty sure they were weak to light, though. Light and wind. Or maybe just wind. The other two nullify light. That's unfortunate. Go! We did get the focus rock off on the arrow. You love to see.
This ends now.
Well, you guys are looking like fire, so how about some ice?
Hiya!
Alright, we'll get one shot. Easy? I mean, I guess anything else would look easy in this temple after fighting that last dude. Well, since we're not too far into the temple at the moment, we'll go ahead and go back and turn into this quest, see if we get anything good out of it. Usually whenever we've done any of the character-specific quests, they've given us a really good weapon for it. So, if that's the case, maybe we'll get something good. Is this not this guy? Or did it auto-complete, maybe? That's not it. It's this one? That's not it either. It's one of you guys. Talk to the lady at the Harmonia Guild. Okay. Well, I know where that guild is at the very least. I've got a ring. Demigod is fueling. Did you find our customer? Yes, but he didn't make it. I think he was killed by noise. I see. That's unfortunate. Thank you for your help. And now go back to the other guy? Well, you apparently have a quest for it. Hey, you Demigod. What do you want? A favor. The guild won't listen to me and I'm exhausted. What's the matter? In the night I hear a voice. It screams in my ears. It shouts profanities. I can't take it anymore. I want to sleep. Just sleep. Why does the guild do anything? They say I'm lying, that no noise could do that. I'm telling you, somewhere at the Ares Temple, someone or something is asking for help. You're a demigod, can't you do something? Yes, I can investigate. Thank you, demigod, thank you. Perhaps at another time. We got a temple to explore. This was supposed to be more of a sidetrack thing. Mission accomplished. Mander was attacked by noise, and we found this on the premises. It looks like your name is on it, so... Yes, it's a personal object. That's all for today. You may leave. Alright, well, looks like you got something else for me. I have a favor to ask you. I'd like to get more information on Mander. The guy the guild asked me to find? What? I don't want to talk about it. Just do as I say, okay? Did that actually give me a new quest? Or did you say that just to say that? Or maybe it's not active just yet? Oh, there we go. Find out about Mander at the Harmonia Guild. You'd think that would have showed up in here, but maybe because it's not, it said is the current quest that we're tracking. That's probably it. Can you tell me more about Mander? Yes, of course. He was working for us as a guardian. Not a real one, of course. Only demigods can be real guardians. All I know that he was working for Arson's guild before, and he was protecting the travelers. Okay, looks like we're headed over to Arson now. You know, I wasn't thinking this was going to be as much of a walk around as we're getting here, but here we are. Well, you know, there's worse sights to see. Pardon me, I need some information. Yes, what about? Do you know a man who goes by the name of Mander? Yes, he's from this region. He was working for us, but he suddenly decided to stop. Rumor had it he was involved in some kind of affair, but no one knows anything else about it. Maybe Nobi can tell you more. Nobi, the lady who works in Harmonia? That's her, all right. She often asked for his help when she was living in Arson. Oh my gosh, but why though? Why do we need so much back and forth here? Like, it's... That certainly is one thing about this game, is it very much so loves its fetch quest. I guess you could call this that. Nobi, do you have a minute? I'd like to talk to you about one of your acquaintances, Mander. Oh, the good old Guardian. I heard he passed away recently. I remember him very well. He seemed sad and withdrawn. He barely said a thing during the trip. You know, he was partially responsible for the deaths of his wife. Really, what happened? His mission was to protect some traveling merchants, but he abandoned them to help a demigod who was passing by. When he got back, all the travelers had been killed by noises, and his wife was killed too. Now I understand why he isn't keen on demigods. Listen, I'd like to give you something, but I haven't got it on me. Could you come by a little later? You know, I wasn't thinking this quest was going to be, I guess it's a second quest, but still. I was like, this might be a nice little detour before we get too far into the temple. I heard about your wife, I'm sorry. Answer me honestly, did you kill Mander? Of course not. He was responsible for my wife's death, and I'm glad that he paid the price, but I didn't kill him, and I don't know who. Meet me at the Taurus temple. I'd like to see where the caravan was attacked. Ah, well good. You know, I was headed back there anyway. Finally. Going to spot that action makes more sense to me. I think this just leads me straight outside. Yeah, it leads me back to the Grand Canyon, so I think we're good to go ahead and just go through here. Yeah, that worked. Probably gonna get another fight here, but at this point, after beating that last Astria, I'm pretty sure we'll be fine with just anything at this rate. Well, you're not the guy we were looking for.
Stay alert.
Oh, they even give us the preemptive strike? How kind of them. Figured the guys in the back were weak too. And then we know they're weak to wind, so these guys are going to get absolutely destroyed. Oh, done. Absolutely done for.
Getting stronger and stronger.
Well, looks like we gotta keep following the Pisca. There you are. I saw a Pisca on the way, but we had to fight some noises before we could talk to her. It was my wife, at least something that looked like my wife. You will help me find her as soon as possible. She must be hiding somewhere in the temple. What was her name? Nahi? She was called Nahi. Never know if I'm saying any of these names right. I kind of, you know, just say them and hope for the best at this rate. Is there anything in particular we want in here? No, there's no chest so far. There's one chest. There's 4 chests. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 13. 14 chests within the area? Alright. Here now. Ah, well, you know, I guess it kind of works out. There's a chest over there I need to grab anyways.
Focus on the battle.
Ow.
I'm ready.
If you could not, that'd be great.
Light.
That was some good damage. It was one of his minions casting Omni Regen? I guess that makes more sense than the boss actually casting Omni Regen. If I knew that, I could have just killed off the one enemy that was spamming it. Although he did summon all of them back at one point, so I guess that doesn't work as much. I think Omni Force should be enough to get rid of, hopefully, the rest of them that max focus here. Oh yeah, absolutely destroyed.
Demigod.
Alright, so if we're running all the way right, that should lead us to this door over there, although we don't want to go through this door just yet. Oh, there's still a chest all the way to the left over here. I wonder if I leave my statue over there that re-teleports it. Oh, okay, it's a trapped one. Well, this should go well.
Let's do this.
Although these guys generally don't have a whole bunch of AoE, unlike some of those other crap. Yes? Okay. I think we should still be fine, though. I don't really see a way our tank ends up dying here. At the very least, then our tank could use one of the revive items that gets everyone up at once, in which case we'd be good regardless. Go ahead and throw a heal out here, and just like that, it's almost as if they never attacked. Ow. I think we want electricity for the dude in the front, and then just hope some of these others here are weak to it as well. We still at least got the focus from the original hit. It's only like half focus on me, so it's probably not going to kill too many. I didn't expect it to kill too much. You guys got a lot of HP, you know that?
Like that. Whoop.
Of course, it misses the two guys I actually would want to hit, and then one negated it because they just have infinite defense. Resilience actually procced right there, so we did heal for a little bit of the damage done to us. Probably just going to keep throwing our heals out on our white mage here, just to make sure that we don't have any chance of essentially losing this fight. Unless they get extremely cheeky or something like that, nothing should really be an issue for us here.
This ends now.
And with another Omni, we know the dude in front's not going to be taking any damage. The other three, though, will be taking some damage. He took one full damage. Woo! Got him. There we go. 3.
Let me help.
Probably don't even need to throw out this here at this point, but
Here we
we'll go ahead and do it. And hit him with Nyx.
This ends now.
And have some more Nyx. I probably could have used Consume on this guy at this point to kill him with our Dark Knight, but at least we'll get some XP this way. Nothing really our tank can do at this point. We can attack for 0 damage, you know, why not?
I'm ready.
He hit us and we still ended up just healing more or less for more than what he'd done there.
Light.
This might kill. It is max focus. Oh no, you resisted it? Okay, well if he didn't resist it there, he was dead, right? Oh yeah, 126 HP. Come on, man. 126 HP, really?
Wonder what's inside.
Be taking this. We got an achievement for getting that chest as well. Looks like we're gonna get a full set of crystals. Not bad. This leads us back over there. That door leads us all the way over. There's no reason to go to these other rooms, though, unless I'm missing something or they've locked something away from me through the use of those rooms. Because otherwise, there's no chest in there, so why else would I want to be? Okay. Well, maybe that's why, because if this is the case, I guess they just wanted me to jump across it there instead of run across it. Fair enough, I guess.
We've got this.
Let me help.
Oh yeah, hit him with that light magic.
Light.
That's a lot of damage. We know the guy in the back is at least weak to wind, so we'll get a little bit of extra damage there. We did get the supplement. This should just wipe everybody at this point. Oh, yeah.
Great work.
Chronomancer is actually so strong. As you would expect, I mean, they manipulate time and stuff in a turn-based strategy, so you know they're gonna be good. Okay, I gotta jump like instantly on that one. Gotta haunt my way to victory here. This is gonna lead me to this door over here, which is gonna take me over all the way to this way. Then we go through those doors. Okay, it's just one giant thing for this first area, just to get through everywhere. Oh, don't do me like this. Let's try. I did not know where I was going at that point. All the background started to, like, trick me where I actually wanted to jump there.
I'm ready.
We know it nullifies on the guy in the back, but it's fine because the other two are weak to it.
Excuse me?
Then we want Omni Nix, just for the extra damage on everybody and weakness on the dude in the front. Omni Force to potentially maybe get rid of the two red guys there.
Whoops.
Oh, of course it missed the dude in the back. Why wouldn't it? Wait, it should kill the two red.
I'm fine.
Think you're sick because you can use the same skill that I can. Jokes on
Let me
me.
help.
You're just gonna nullify that, so it doesn't really mean anything. I guess we'll just.
All yours.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Tsunami probably wouldn't really help either because I imagine the guy in front would end up just healing off of it. So there's no point there. We did get the supplement. Maybe we can get the fierceness here.
This ends now.
Nyx will 100% make sure this guy dies. Now maybe we'll just do a 50% increase. That should be good enough to guarantee it. Since he's got to nullify the first half. And then we can just put everything in the thrust here, and that may or may not kill him. Oh yeah, hit him for almost 6k, that'll work. This is taking me to the door on the right, which is the only door we had left from here, so that's fine. Every area we went to so far, at least in these new temples, it seems as though we've gotten a ring upgrade, which if that's the case, we should probably be expecting one in this one. Can I jump on this over here? I can't, actually. Is there a reason for me to won't be over here? That would take me to this door up top, which leads me all the way over to the room with the chest. Okay. As opposed to what other doors in here? It's so hard to tell where all these doors go. So that one would take me back to that room, which would take me to this room, which would take me to that room, which would send me all the way back over there. That's not... Okay. So everything else is reconnected over here. So the only way over to this side is through this door over here, which is... should be this one over here. Assuming I don't need access to anything else through those other rooms. And the only reason we know the layout of this area is due to the Cartographer's Guild from the Hunter, where it just shows you the entire map of the dungeon without you actually having to explore it.
It's battle time.
Which is, you know, helpful for maybe the first time, really, and then after that, it just kind of falls off. Since you've already more or less been in everywhere by that point. I think it was just like neutral damage to most of you guys here, so we're not gonna buff it for focus, as expected. Pretty sure they're actually using the skill that our fencer has, which is if you get hit by a magical attack, it's like a 30% chance to counter. Except for these guys, it always seems like they counter. Upgraded Omniforce should be able to just get rid of at least those two. The guy in the back might live just because of how much HP he's got. And he did, assuming we hit this thrust here, he's just dead. I was thinking we didn't have to use thrust there, but considering how much damage that didn't do, looks like that was probably a good choice on our end. So there's 3 chests over here. Well, maybe not fall into that, shall we? Just keep hopping along, otherwise those things are gonna fall down. Not really. Is this really necessary? Right. There's not supposed to be a door right here for what I'm seeing, unless it's that one over there, but that shouldn't be the case. Unless this entire area loops around on itself, in which case it would be like top, or we'd be on the right side of the map. Let me turn that off real quick so that way you guys can see that. Alright, these guys are more or less free. I guess I could have put the focus into that one since the red guy on the bottom there is actually weak too. So the red ones are the ones that cast Omni regen. So if anything, we really want to make sure that he dies. I guess we can try ice. Ice is usually a good guess. When in doubt, ice it out.
Fire.
Now weak to fire either, okay. We can actually use Oblivion here, which I think they might actually be weak to dark, but then I think the dude on the bottom might heal from it, but I also don't really care about any of these guys here. In terms of, like, I don't think we're in any real danger of this fight going terribly for us. They resist dark, actually, and he absorbs it, so that's unfortunate.
Like that.
They're gonna heal a decent amount because of that Omni. They also hit for, like, nothing, though.
Light.
Pretty much just did all the damage back that guy had regen from us using our cause for free. Can't use this because why not? I mean, fire hasn't so far been super effective against anything within the area, so may as well use it just for the extra increased damage of it being a cosmic free. That's enough to clear out the guy on the bottom. Omniforce may or may not get rid of these guys. I didn't have any focus to put into it, so they might just barely live.
Let's see.
We can potentially kill them. They live by 480 PVs. That's fine. They're not killing anybody with any of that.
Let me help.
We don't need the heal since we'll heal walking around. What, you both got like 2 HP or something? May as well. Probably can burn this, if I had to guess. No, I made that first. Okay, strange. There we go. Now we can actually see what chest this ends up being. Okay, so this was bottom left, so we still got a chest on top of us, and then we got a chest more in the middle, slightly closer to the top. In which case, I guess we can go through this door, question mark? Which puts us where exactly? It doesn't even show that this door exists within this area. I don't understand. I'm just gonna assume that we're going the right way, aka towards the end of this chest over here. Well, I don't know how I get back from this area, as I just jumped off from there. Well, that button would probably help.
Wonder what's inside.
Getting a lot of this set. That makes way more sense. Why noise appears like that, don't know. Okay, so we got the one all the way at the top left. So now we've got one more chest, but it's more in the middle, like. How's our mana looking? We got plenty of mana, but a lot of... Okay. I guess I'll run into it. It doesn't exist. Okay. exist. It doesn't exist. Did I just get like low-key soft locked in here? Like what's going on here? I'm feeling like I got low-key soft. So in order to get out of that, we're just gonna go ahead and teleport back to the first teleport, which might reset some of the enemies, which is not ideal. We'll probably end up just attempting to run past them if that's the case. But yeah, it started to feel like I was getting soft lock right there, and I really just, I mean, I was attempting at least to jump as quick as I could off that platform as soon as I'd gotten to it. But it appears me and the game were not thinking the same thing. Probably should have zapped that guy so that way he wouldn't walk around while we were trying to do this. That brings us over here. Alright, that was supposed to be a zap, not an attack, but here we are. We gotta get some defense on our fence here, or our fencer just dies off so quickly. It's not even like they have bad HP either. I guess it's just their defense is relatively low. Which I did remember their base stats being slightly lower, or at least they were like more averaged out to be more even between all of them. Of course, that means they don't really get much defense in anything, so that's kind of the thing. Omni-Force, just damage. We did kill off that guy. Wave will not kill off any of these guys. It'll be close, but not enough. So you counter physical and magical damage. That's fine.
Let me help.
We eat those. That's not gonna kill any of them. I kind of want the damage, but I guess we'll go for a heal just to make sure that this doesn't become more annoying than it needs to be.
Take this.
You can crit on a counter? What kind of nonsense is that? Alright. What? Did you live with like 100 HP over there before the regen? Just about. Oh, really? That you live by like 100 HP again. The game loves doing this. You died to a white mage auto. How does that make you? Those are like non-existent. Alright, we're still heading the right way. Not that we have much of a better way to go. I need to jump more there, but I didn't exactly know what path forward I was taking there. And, well, you know, it kind of showed. All of the stuff within the area all looks the same, and then there's like so much of it, it's kind of hard to tell like half the time where you actually want to go.
Let's do this.
Half the time it's like, if I just keep jumping forward, I'll be fine, go heal. And, well, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Brazilian's kind of nice just for the offhand heals. They're not very strong from these regular guys. Against a boss or something like that, it can be worthwhile, though. Plenty of enemies here. We're just gonna go ahead and, you know, do some damage. Are they really this fast, or is our people just that slow? Get the Omni mix out of here. I don't think it'll kill anybody, but it'll certainly hurt. We didn't get a supplement, which sucks. This might clear out the red guys in the back, but the blue guys are gonna live because they're gonna take like 0 damage from this. Did clear out the red guys, and we did what, like 2 damage to these guys in the front? Oh, got them. Guess we can pass a cure to our healer just in case.
Ready for action.
I don't think he would die unless all 3 of them focused him. Even then, we still want to be in a huge predicament.
I'm ready.
You guys resist light, so there's not really a reason to put our focus into it. May as well put it into an attack that'll make sure that we end up doing damage to it. But then, of course, if they resist it, then it steals all your focus. I really don't like that about the focus. I feel like if they were just resistant to it, that it would just be a neutral focus gain or loss. The fact that you lose focus for hitting a resisted, though, is
None is tougher
a little
than
much.
demigod.
It kind of hurts, I feel like, a lot more than it actually helps. Because it definitely hurts us a lot more than it actually hurts the enemy. I had to use the statue a second time here, did I? Or was I really just missing the jump that badly? Alright, so we know we went through this door last time. Then we went to the left, although the last time we went to the left, we got more or less soft locked when we jumped off the edge. So let's not say we did. I'm guessing that chest is maybe slightly above where this door is at the moment. It seems like it's too... Okay. Those aren't the ones that break on you, so that's fine.
All feel it. There is a great power.
Well, we're at the teleporter now, I guess.
Let's head inside.
We may as well grab the teleporter so that at the very least we can teleport back to the area. Oh, okay. You think so? I mean, there's no penalty for just doing exactly that, so it doesn't really matter if we run into it the way that we did. So we're at the second room, room of stability, if that's what you call it. Still missing that one chest within that room back there, although I don't even know where I would end up getting to it at the moment, so I guess we'll press on. They gave us an excuse to run back. Do we even have enough money for real supplies? Yes, but also kind of no. We could take this time to look at our ascension tree, see if we can get anything out of that. Could get more stats, just live through things. Could look at our harnesser, because I think a lot of what we want out of the Guardian class is pretty much there. Accumulate might not be too bad. Some base stats aren't the worst. And 340 of each is not bad. Increased by 1 is pretty sad. Increased by 2, still not great. Increased by 20, now that's something. Increased by 20, you say? And we could pick up an extra 310 or something. I mean, HP would pretty much guarantee that our tank doesn't die off immediately. Although your skills get pretty expensive. I feel like you have enough HP at the moment. I mean, like, Omni-Provoke stuff is like 50 each. Like, that's pretty expensive. As for our white mage here, increase the stats by 14. Base stats aren't bad for us. We'll get you defense because your healing is fine at the moment. Chronomancer. Copies the last action performed by the selected ally. There's definitely something to it. So maybe we'll start working our way towards it, since apparently for whatever reason these skills are still locked in the moment, and I don't know when they get unlocked. So who knows how long I'd be waiting on those. So at this point I kind of decided just to use some of the points we were saving up for. Increase stats by 310, yeah, that'd be nice, except you have enough points to use. Don't really have points either. 100 might be enough for some, at the very least. Increase by 1, increase by 14. Increase by 12, that's not too much, but the FP cost is basically nothing for the stat increase, and you really have no base stats. Yet you do relatively well, regardless of not having base stats. Is kind of strange. Is there any other ones where we could get your base stats up more? Because your base stats are just not really existent at the moment. Not that any of these really seem to give you much of that. Maybe that's supposed to be more so in your soldier class more than anything. Increase HP, but 250 for 100, not bad. 133 should be close enough to this. It is. I feel like we do have to get you MP at some point. I'm not sure if crystals actually end up requiring you to make use of them. Although your HP is also low as well, so maybe we'll give you HP for the time being. If we know we can't get these anytime soon, which maybe we actually do, but I'm not entirely convinced we do, we'll go ahead and start spending some of these. Our magical defense is our lowest one at this point, so I don't know. I feel like defense is a lot more important in this game than the offense is. Because we get into a lot of drawn-out fights, but so long as we can actually just stay alive, usually we're fine. In which case, upgrading our survivability seems to end up working out better for us. Maybe that's just me. MP's a little low. Go ahead and give me that. Give you some more stats. Starting to round you out a little bit more here. Increase everything by 3. Your actual, like, even more base stats, your more or less non-combat stats are actually fine. Another increase by 16 wouldn't be bad. The sniper's a thing that exists, but agility, I think, is probably better. You're a hunter. You should have a decent amount of that accuracy. Go ahead and increase your defense yet again, starting the tank up a little bit. Allows the user to act first in the first turn, so you're guaranteed a first attack from you, which isn't the worst. It pretty much means that you get an instant weakness versus whatever you want placed, which is not bad by any means. Increase by 4. Increases the chance enemies drop items at the end of combat. Not the worst. Although I don't really think we're hurting for items at the moment. By the time we even get access to the Omni Week, we're already going to have more or less everything we need here. In terms of, like, weaknesses. 20% chance to steal an item when hit by an enemy. Now that's something. Get to increase our stats yet again. I'm thinking we go HP just to make sure that you stay alive. At 1641 HP, that's pretty much a guarantee you can at least take one hit. So that was a lot of investment, especially towards Caden at the end there. So hopefully that will mean that we're relatively well off. Alright, so we're in this new area. There's 4 chests in here. There's this door right here, which is what we just originally came out from. Alright, fair enough. Well, we kind of just spent all our points, so we kind of got to build those back up again.
I'm fine.
Even with all those base stat increases, well, I guess we never really increased speed on anyone, so, you know, it makes more sense.
Light. Excuse me?
I wonder why our white mage is so fast. I don't feel like I've ever increased his speed, or, well, no, maybe we did once because I need him slightly faster to make sure he gets heals off. That makes sense.
This ends now.
This might kill, well, it should at least kill the 2 red ones. I don't think it'll kill the dude in the back. He's still a little too healthy. You really live.
Like that?
That should guarantee the kill if he doesn't miss. Thankfully she didn't, so that's all good. He doesn't seem to use his Omni Fire skill all that much, so I'm not too worried in that regard. You're gonna nullify it. Let's go ahead.
Here we go.
Chronomancer, we'll go ahead and use Omni Mix again, so that way we can just keep getting that damage out there.
This ends now.
I don't think that's gonna kill, unfortunately. Can't have you use Oblivion again. Quake for the earth damage. Have we seen Quake yet? Let's try Quake. I mean, definitely not as visually appealing as, you know, the Dark One, but it's still there. Was enough to guarantee the kill, too. I mean, 4,500 damage is not bad at all. Can I walk on this without dying? Apparently, yes. At least for the time being. It keeps showing me all these doors, but it's not showing me the actual doors that are within the area. I guess because they don't connect to new areas is why they don't show it. That'd be my guess, as to why it doesn't. Alright, what'd that actually end up doing for me? Oh good, just create platforms that will fall as soon as I get off. Fantastic. Thankfully we jumped quick enough. We should be getting close to at least the first set of chests, I would think, anyways. Alright, burn that down. Probably need the stone to make sure we have the jump height. Should be able to jump here. We might have to jump and shoot that. We might not have had to jump and shoot it, but it worked. Oh, it apparently respawns after a certain amount of time. Awkward. Really? Just go in. You know what you're supposed to do. I didn't see any chests within this area. I will take a second look around just in case. I knew it. They think they're slick, but I know what they're doing. Gold shield. That was actually above a chest that we had already gotten, so there's a chest below us in theory somewhere. Okay. Okay, gold shield does not apply to you. Doesn't apply to you either. Gold shield, huh? Who would be using gold shield? Apparently not our Dark Knight. Our Dark Knight just never gets access to the shield. Not you either. You get a gold shield, alright. Forged in the heart of Arson, made with gold from Ronta, cooled down by the water of Vitra, and imbued with the wind of Wyndham, the gold shield bears the strength of 4 nations. Great, so 4 nations gives me all of 4 extra stats. Beautiful. Glad that they worked real hard on that one. Alright, so if there is a chest actually below us, then in theory we could go back down and get this. But we're going to keep moving on just to see what other chests we can grab immediately, and then we can always take a look back just to see where there could potentially be some others. Just going to get rid of this guy because I don't know how long we're going to be in this area, and I just don't want to sit there for half the time just trying to avoid him when I could just kill him outright. We'll go ahead and use our light magic to get the dude on the top suite, so that way we'll get refunded our focus while doing extra damage. Then we can use Omni Nix, everything's neutral except for 1 weakness, so that way we get more focus yet again. And we can put Omni Force, I believe should kill the guy in red. The yellow guy is definitely not dying, this dude's got HP for days. You miss. I even increased your accuracy, and yet you still miss all the time. I don't understand. Like, why are the captain skills so inaccurate? The only thing I can really think of for it is that they just really want you to make her more of a tank, in which case they want to kind of disincentivize you from using her as an attacker, but then they also give you access to the Black Mage class, which kind of seems to go against that narrative, so I don't understand that all too much. At 50%, I don't think we end up killing this guy here. The neutral damage applied, it might. But just from the elemental, he's barely lived, so. There There you go, landed a thrust. Even while landing a thrust, he still didn't do that much damage.
Let me help.
Well, you're not immune to it, you just resist it. With a 100% increase, that should be enough to kill the guy on the bottom. Even through resistance, it did. You're not weak at all. I had a feeling that was going to end up being the case, but it's like, maybe, just maybe. Force Blade, I still don't know why Force Blade costs more, because usually it only seems to do the damage of the physical hit rather than the physical and then the neutral damage.
Ready.
I don't know if that's like a bug or just by design, or... But for whatever reason, it only seems to do one set of damage, and then it doesn't even do that much better damage for it costing more as well. It's just kind of weird. Should be relatively high up at this point, in which case I'm thinking we're closer towards this chest right here. But it's always hard to tell elevation in this game. Alright, well there's a chest right in front of us. Guess I'll teach that, and that was the chest I was thinking of that we were going to get. We got the Achilles shield, but I already have an Achilles shield, and something tells me that she's the only one that's going to make use of it, unfortunately. I guess Chris can just never have a shield. I don't know if that's a result of being the Dark Knight, just like Alec can not hold a shield either, being a Wushu. And our Hunter can't have a shield. It's so weird that they include the shield, you know, the shield description in there for them to never be able to use it. It's just, like, why even include it then? You know, because then it makes you think, oh yeah, eventually at some point I can get a shield on these guys, but I gotta imagine that we're at least more than halfway through the game, maybe like 60-70% of the way through it, and yet they still have no access to the shield, yet it still shows up, suggesting that at some point may be able to get one, yet that doesn't appear to be the case.
Excuse me?
I am liking the passive resilience. It doesn't really heal us for that much. It heals you for, like, I think, a third of the damage that you take. So it's not like it's insignificant, but then you count that for every time she ends up defending people, and it starts to add up quick. We know the general way of how we want to take these guys out, so this is fine. Nothing our tank can really do here at the moment, so may as well throw them in defense. Even with it's like a 20 or 30% reduction in the damage they're defending, like it still really didn't do all that much for her. I don't think this will end up killing. Even if it ends up killing, I don't really care too much because our healer really doesn't need that much XP because they're already fine the way that they are. But I guess we'll go ahead and revive them while we have the opportunity to do so. Everybody's so weak. I know they spammed a whole bunch of Omni Force, but like, come on now. Here's where I need an Omni skill that isn't Force in order to get rid of all of these guys at once. Unfortunately, that doesn't appear like that's going to be the case, so let's take out the tankiest one. Our tank should live because at most there's going to be like 2 attacks coming in here, so they really should be fine. We'll even throw out a heal. That might be just enough to heal somebody. If they're not spamming Omni as well, maybe our Dark Knight goes down here. Yeah.
All yours.
By like, what, not even 100 HP?
Just took a break.
Unfortunate. Alright, you guys had your fun. Get out of here.
It's over.
So we got the chest up top here. So there should be some way that we actually feed back into this area over here, which I thought it would have been like right after we grabbed that chest, like backtracking into that room. Because I don't know where else this door would be putting us. Except there's a lot more vertical to this area, so maybe we gotta go way higher up to get to some of the areas that we need to go to. SP-wise, we pretty much drained quite a few people here, so it's gonna be a minute before we can do any real upgrades. That's something I do wish changed was, like, or if there was an item or something that increased your ability to upgrade your skills, especially when you have as many classes as you do, because we're gonna end up getting the sub job at some point, so we're gonna have like 4 different classes, yet we're getting maybe the XP to realistically fill out maybe like 2 of them. And it seems, I don't know, to me it just seems like a weird thing. You think you'd be giving out more if you had 4 classes on each person times, you know, like 8 people or whatnot. You'd think, or at least I would think, that you would end up giving out more, so that way you could actually, you know, make more uses of all the classes that you're offering. Unless they realistically expected you to, you know, maybe do like a 2nd or even like 3rd playthrough of this game. It's not like this is a bad game, it's just, it's already as long as is, so I'm not sure if this is one of those games where you would realistically play through it multiple times. So, thinking along those lines, it seems like it would make more sense to just increase
Here we go.
the game so you could get abilities and whatnot, but it is what it is. No supplement, no fierceness, come on, man.
This ends
We
now.
are starting to run lower on mana here, which is to be expected. I mean, we've been fighting in here for quite a minute now. You really?
Ready.
You've got to be close to dead, right?
Yes.
I'm starting to see the actual reason why you end up getting the counter skill, at least for somebody like the Fencer. And that's because you see how these guys have Omni regen, right? Well, every time you counter, it triggers the Omni regen proc, or it triggers the regen proc. But it doesn't actually reduce the turns of you having regen, so it's like you're getting free regen procs off of your counter. So, you know, if you have something like regen, where that actually applies multiple times, you can heal for like an insane amount off of just countering as well, so it's almost like you're ending up getting a free attack, more or less, or at least an attack where you pay less HP as a result. We probably could have made that jump without the statue, but honestly I didn't want to risk it and like fall all the way back down and have to go do that all over again. We're just gonna go ahead and either up here. Not really something that I wanted to do, but I also don't know how much longer we're gonna be in the temple here.
It's battle
So I figured
time.
I'd rather have everybody at more or less max HP to make sure that we don't end up in like some kind of a fight where we actually really need the MP and then just don't have access to it. And like, we're gonna be making like infinite money from this area, like don't get me wrong, like we're not broke by any means, so
This ends now.
there's no reason for us not to do so. It's just me being cheap, I guess.
Let's see.
So we have enough to clear any of you guys out. At level 2, it's probably not. Yeah, I feel that was gonna be the case. Maybe we just increase our tank's like actual strength stat at this point, so they can do a little more than just tank. Of course, you attack the one guy on our team here that doesn't have a stun ring, and that's the time you end up deciding to stun them. Of course. Should kill the guy on the top at the very least. Nice, we got those two. Now we the water by chance.
Water.
Old fly
This
water.
ends
Okay.
now.
Are you weak to wind button?
Hiya!
No, because we tried wind already when we were killing you.
Ready.
What? It just said you were weak to wind. Okay. That's gonna be just what kill him, isn't it?
Sorry.
Of course it is. You're just making me waste extra mana. Like, you think you're cool or something like that? Out of here.
Great work. Nothing like getting stronger.
So we're still going up higher into this area. The real question is, why do we need to do this? There was that one area down there that we need to light on fire for that. Okay. Maybe this is how we're gonna end up getting to our extra chest. So we should be well below what we originally were. I'm gonna follow our path over this way, thanks to all the jumps over here. See, now that should be the actual door that leads us back, which makes me feel like I should be... Okay, now I'm thinking for sure that this takes us to the chest I was thinking of. Is my jump really that late on that one, or is it just counting too early? It's hard to say. I thought I had to do like a wrap around there, which I kind of think I do actually have to. Man, you got to spam jump towards the end there. Like the game does not like you being there this one. Oh my, I just barely missed it. Come on, man. I got to. I need to do the wrap around there for it. Because the game demands it. Did I not just fall through the platform? Are you serious? How do you get that one? Like, I jumped on what feels like immediately, and yet I still make it. Sucked. I actually had it that time, and then I thought I didn't get it, so I didn't jump. This is 100% leading towards that one chest. Okay, so the original area wasn't actually active until we did the stuff. Until we did the stuff up ahead, in which case that other chest is more than likely active for us to take now. Now we did get what appeared to be a weapon out of it. Is it Neutron or something like that? I'm gonna assume it's actually something for our fencer here. It's not really looking like anything for Echo or nothing along those lines. Just checking the stats, making sure we're using our most up-to-date weaponry here. Maybe not, or maybe I already passed it. I don't know why you would have this. Maybe it's an assassin weapon or something. Can't equip fencer, okay. 50 strength, 16 magic. It also said immune, which means, if I'm reading into that correctly, weapons can actually give us resistances? It said the fencer can equip this, however, it's not looking like our fencer here can actually equip this, so that's a little strange. Alright. This is just straight up better and gives us resistance to dark. Yeah, sure, why not? Is it in your equipment then, maybe? No? Okay. But it said I had this though, and it said can't equip fencer. Maybe because you're a Dark Knight, it only allows the two-handed weapon, so even though you're a fencer, it doesn't work? Like, that seems a little strange, but okay. Can't equip fencer. Yeah, but maybe the Dark Knight just, or the Dark Knight class in general just locks you out of some things. My statue doesn't exist anymore, apparently. Or maybe it just doesn't allow me to place it right there. How else would I make that jump back? Alright, pretty sure we just jumped high enough to make sure that didn't happen. I think the chest might actually be below us, but very close towards this door over there. If that makes any sense. Like it might be like right below the door there.
Let's do this.
The tank's got so much HP. It's beautiful.
I'm fine.
I wonder if that would actually make us tanky enough for the Gem 9 Temple, for that one treasure chest. You do have to eat like 8 water attacks where you're considered weak to it as well, though. So, I mean, that's going to require a ton of HP in order to live through.
Win.
Good damage. Of course, we didn't get to pierce this or the supplement.
This ends now.
That would be too easy. Just use Omniforce for the damage. With the 200%, it's gonna hurt. Not as much as I would have hoped that it would have hurt. Maybe if we had put it all into... If we put it all into Airblade, we might have been able to kill one of them. I did get a crit on the wave, which is always nice. Ooh, healed for a whole 22 damage. You feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? Like...
Let me help.
It has to be meant for boss fights, because clearly against some of these regular enemies, like, it really just doesn't heal for much at all. And then it's only a percentage chance on top of it, too. Although when bosses hit you for, you know, 5-6k or whatever, and then you heal for a third of that, now all of a sudden it's not so bad. Can I jump on top of this? Is that a thing that can happen? Not looking like it. Still don't know where that chest would be over there, unless I'm just, like, blind. This chest, in theory, is supposed to be, like, right under us from the looks of it. Okay, I didn't even get to step on the platform there, but sure. Yeah, you're right. Okay, this chest looked like it should have been... Well, nah, I guess it was slightly on top of this. I was thinking maybe it was below this for a bit there. Not quite the case.
Let's fight.
I'm ready.
Use our light magic so that way we get some more focus back while getting a little bit of damage out there. Dropped our healer low enough to where they'll actually be taking attacks for our tank will start taking attacks for our healer, which is good. You know, I mean, ideally he'd be above that HP, but as we can see here, not always the case that that's going to happen. We did kill off the red one. Not that he really does all that much, but it is nice just having one less enemy out on the field here. I guess the rest, it feels like I want accuracy so our tank can actually hit things when they can actually do something. But even when they're able to do something, they don't have an actual, like, strength stat, so even when they can do something, like, it's mitigated by the fact that they've got more or less no damage. Like, I don't know, I want them to be usable, but it doesn't feel like they actually wanted the tank to be usable outside of anything but tanking. Which is kind of strange that you want to shoehole your character into such a position when you've got 4 classes. Now, you know, there was the Black Mage class that I didn't pick originally because I was like, you know, generally in these games you need a tank and whatnot. And, well, Guardian sounded, you know, specifically like the go-to of what you would want a tank to be. So I was like, alright, I'll go into that. And then I just, you know, the Guardian class slowly started to make me, I wouldn't say regret the choice of picking it. I just don't think it might have been my first class that I ended up picking. Which is strange, because you think you would want to tank immediately, but the Guardian class is really not as much of a tank class as you think it is. Because they hide Omni-Provoke, like, way, way, way farther into the actual skill tree than it should be. And then on top of that, it's not even a guaranteed provoke, which is kind of an insult. Like, you go through all of that just to get to provoke, and it's like, oh, it's not gonna work all the time. What am I missing here? What am I looking at? Do I need to drop my statue through or something? Is that... Yeah, it's not gonna let me teleport through there. Okay. Can I light it on fire or something? No? Okay. Oh, do I need to blast my statue through? Is that what it is? There we go. Alright, it just had the thing outside the box there for all 5 seconds to make that happen. This should put me up top, even though I went left, now it puts me on the right. So we don't want this door immediately, because there is a teleport plus a treasure chest towards the top of the area. Even though it sounds like we just ran over the teleport, in which case we would be on the right side of the map. It really just could not give me a player indicator, huh? Like, that was a little too much.
Stay alert. I'm fine.
It's just a very strange decision. Like, what kind of a map does it have an indicator of where your actual character is? Like, even the old school maps and stuff like that, they would have like a blinking dot or something, you know, along those lines. So at the very least, they'd be like, here, this blinking dot, that's your character. And even if that wasn't, you know, the most fantastic displays of it, at least it gave you a general direction. And this one, they're kind of like, just hope you have a sense of direction, lol. And it's like, okay, well, you know, I'll see what I can do about that. So yeah, those two, and you're dead as soon as she actually hits, which, as sad as it is, pretty debatable whether she's actually going to hit or not. You know, it would make a lot more sense if, like, her attacks just swung for infinite amounts of damage, but she really doesn't even hit that hard all to begin with immediately. And then the not have accuracy on top of it, it's just...
What could it be?
Great helm. Okay, that's the only chest in this area. That's going to take us all the way over to this area over here, which has one chest, just hidden behind the other doorways and whatnot. So it's more like top right-ish from the looks of it. Just slightly off center. Okay, so I can use this to jump onto this platform, which gets me where exactly? How can you even tell that this is an actual thing that you want to step on? Like, I don't understand some of the lighting in this game. And I don't believe there's actually a way to change it either, so I think we're stuck with, like, this level of the darkness on the screen and whatnot. Maybe I can brighten it up when I do editing to the thing, but I'm still not even entirely sure even on that if I can do that without making the screen look all weird and whatnot. It's like just dark enough to where messing with it is going to be weird, but leaving it as is.
This ends now.
I guess that'd probably have to be something viewers would have to tell me, like if it's good or not. I mean, I guess you can always attempt to adjust your own screen for brightness, but I don't know. Of course, they stunned my tank, not that it really matters, but you didn't have to go out of your way to stun my tank out there. It's a little rude, don't you think? Omni Force at 200% should go. At least I would hope it would. They only got 2k HP.
Don't underestimate us.
Okay, so the only chest is at the top right over here. So all this way. Do I even want to know what that one is? Probably not, but something tells me it's dead. Okay, it's dead. Fantastic. And I'm supposed to be able to do something about this? Okay, can't go that way where it comes out, though. What is the point of this? What am... Okay, so I could finally get into the chest? Yeah, sure. All of that for an Omni Potion. Alright, well that wasn't really worth it. The worm going through the area gives me... I don't know, for whatever reason it gives me Hollow Knight vibes. Which we do have on the channel, by the way, basically the entire game. I think the only thing that I didn't end up doing was like absolute radiance, because I wanted to keep my sanity intact, at least what's left of it. And then you watch like the speedrunners of the things too, and you're just like, man. Although some of that stuff is more or less outdated because some stuff got changed, some things got buffed, some things got nerfed. In which case, some of the original videos that I had seen weren't actually as accurate as one might have hoped, so then there's that. But that's entirely different. If you guys haven't checked out the Hollow Knight, definitely check that out. It was a good game. Maybe we'll get Silk Song one day. Copium, copium, copium. Silk Song. Ah, man. It was a good game, though. Unfortunate that we have yet to see Silk Song. It's a meme at this point, but, you know, there's still some believers out there that are like, one day, Copium, that this is gonna happen. It's like, yeah, okay. It might happen as like a fan game or something. Now that I could see being a possibility. But the actual like studio coming back to the game, I don't know about all that.
This ends now.
You're really still not dead, huh? I think you should be enough to guarantee the kill here. No, I was thinking your physical damage was going to be a bit more than what it actually was. Oh, of course you live with 82 HP. Get out of here. They always live with 0 HP, man, every time. I know he's going to resist that. That's fine. I just want the damage from it.
Excuse me?
Maybe I shouldn't have, because then I could have poured all the damage into Nyx here, which might be enough to kill him. No fierceness, no supplement. I know, 50%, 30% chance. But at some points of the game, it feels like these are XCOM percentage accuracies or chance for us. If you ever played XCOM, you know how that goes. Oh, man. I think I'm running back to the World Games here. Alright, well, time to work our way, so we want to go to the left. Is that it? Just want to keep going left. Alright, well that was a really short area to the left one. Feels like there should be something here. It's a little too quiet over here. Like no enemies either, yet there's no chest over here. So this is going to take me over to this door, which actually has 2 chests in. Alright, fair enough. Now it sounds there's there's a lot of movement in the background, but I don't know why that is.
Let me help. Light.
I don't know if that was like an actual like audio bug, like there was more things moving in the background than there should have been, or what? Or maybe that's just supposed to actually. Maybe it's actually intended, in which case it's supposed to be like setting up for us to be going into a fight or something, maybe?
This ends now.
That should be close to killing everybody. The guy in the back might live just because he's got as much HP as he does. Not unless we crit him. That dude is gone. Right? That makes a lot more sense why there were noises here. So there's the 2 chests below. I want to say we can't make this jump even with the stone. Yeah, no, we can't. It would make sense that they would force you into this area. Oh, good, a trap chest, even better. Alright, well.
We've got this.
None of the enemies in this area, like, actually scare me. I mean, maybe if you did an entire thing of the blue guys that just spammed the Omniforce the entire time, then maybe I'd be concerned about that. But a setup like this, nah, we're prepared for this. This is fine. about time we finally get the attack. Probably should have even went for a heal there rather than going on the offensive. More than likely should have went for the heal there. But we're alive for now, and that's good enough. Question mark.
Thunder.
We did get the supplement proc there. In case we can use Omni Nix again. It's not gonna kill anybody off this yet, though, unfortunately.
This ends now.
Curse, that's fine. Should kill off the red ones. Maybe if we crit the dude in the back, he would end up dying, although it's still a bit of a stretch in that regard. Can we live if he uses an Omni here? Because, like, we could just heal, right? I don't trust it. I don't want to have to go through all that again. We'll just throw out a heal just to make sure that nothing cheeky happens here. I feel like we would have been fine. Like, the only real concern would have been, like, the Omni forces into, like, the Omni fire, and then maybe we would have ended up dying there.
Let me help.
It would have been close. Just to make sure. One item to make sure that we don't have to do all this all over again. That's worthwhile to me.
This ends now.
Omni Force not gonna do anything because he's just gonna negate basically all that damage. I keep forgetting that I can actually attack my own characters that have absorption, in which case that could act as a pseudo heal for them. Assuming they don't take more damage from the physical than they do the actual element. Can't even say what I got. Elixir. Oh, okay. I didn't even hear that guy. I didn't even hear him coming that time. Alright, fair enough, I guess. Just wait for him to pass. Oh, yeah, he just appeared into existence. That's probably why I didn't hear him. So we've got one chest farther below. Question now becomes where exactly is it? Alright then. Presumably it's going to be by the Worm Man himself based on the last chest, but while we have access to a higher level of ground without having to deal with him, we may as well look around just to see. They definitely could have chilled on, like, the enemy spam. I think a better way of doing it would have been, like, less enemies, but more rewards. So that way you end up doing less fights overall, but you also get the same amount of rewards. That way you're just not fighting an enemy, like, every 2 feet or whatever. For those that enjoy fighting the same enemy over and over again, you know, it's a dream come true. But for us, when we fought as many as we have, you know, it's like a little like, alright, this is good enough. Looks like that's leading me towards the door, which is fine. It's just not where I want to be at the moment. Which means we have to go meet Mr. Worm down here. Just keep dropping lower. Where am I now? I'm here now. Oh, okay. That leads me to this door, which leads me to that door over there. Okay, so this is not exactly where I want, so I want closer to where that voice was. Although I don't exactly know how I'm going to end up there. The only way I can really think of is making a statue over here that's doing it. Unless, yet again, there's like some the wind power, unless I'm missing an entrance on the right side over there, which could very well be a thing. There it is. So now the question becomes, which one do we want to go through? If we go through the door, then we end up back over here. We teleport back. That takes us back to the actual teleport that we came through. Okay, so we definitely don't want that. We want to go through that area we were going to originally, because then we lead to that door, which leads to this room, which leads to that chest, and then we're basically almost out of here. Alright, so we need to go back the way we came. Something tells me I can't jump over this guy if I have to guess. Now you do actually get, I believe it's sub-job crest as long as you complete these templates. Although I think we should only be getting 2 more of those, in which case we'll actually end up getting the support jobs. One sub job, one's the support job. I think it's support job for the final job you end up picking, being, you know, the last one of the set of classes you could originally choose from.
Win.
No supplement, no fierceness.
This ends now.
You're just making the fight take longer than it needs to. Come on, man.
Ready.
Mana just runs out so fast on our fencer. It just never ceases to amaze me just how quickly it runs out. There was like one skill or something on the tank where it was like,
Fine. I'm
upgrade
ready.
your magic to level 4, but it'll also cost you 8 times as much or something like that. It's like, yeah,
Light.
at some point this is getting a little ridiculous in the mana cost here.
Great work.
We're gonna have so much money coming out of this area. Yeah, 152k. Sadly, for some of the equipment, that's only like 1 actual item, which is ridiculous to think about. You know what? We fought enough of you guys for the time being. How about we just make our way through? Huh? For once, why? Alright, we can make it through this room just fine. There's nothing else for us to see here. Alright, that's in control. The room appeared larger than what it was. This seems like a fight that's gonna happen. We also haven't saved throughout this entire thing, so I'm definitely hitting a save up here. That way it can't troll me when I hit this. Okay, it said Room of Devotion, which is our 3rd teleport from somewhere that we ran over. Alright, we're gonna assume that this is gonna end up being a fight. Let's see what we can actually take going into this fight. That if it is end up going to be a fight, that way we can be as prepared as possible. Vaccine, 20% chance for any negative effect on the user to be negated at the beginning of the turn. It's not bad. Reduce MP costs by 50%. I know a few people that could use that, but surprisingly, you don't actually need it, even as a white mage, which is kind of strange. Increase your base stats by 18. I don't hate it. That's expensive, but I hate it necessarily. This one would be bad, except it's too expensive. Man, why is some of your stuff so expensive? Replay, we can make our way over there. Still too expensive. Man, some of these skills are like overpriced, it feels like. Drain hits only 35, MP hits only 45. That's not the worst. 40% chance to resist being KO'd and remain with 1 HP. 40% isn't the highest, but it also could potentially mean that people have to take more turns to kill me, which might give me enough time to do what I need to do. More increase on your base stats. I mean, that's never bad. Get your magical defense up. So you're relatively statted out on everything. Or at least you're pretty equal on all the stats you have. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. More base stats for you would not be bad either. Your skills are kind of expensive for whatever reason, so we'll give you a little bit more. Man, even that's too expensive, really? Increase by 5, that's actually probably worthwhile. Why are your stats as low as they are? Yeah, you seem to do just fine. It's maybe the skills are just actually that good, I don't know. 90 for an increase of 20, or an increase of 5 for 180. I wonder which one I should take. Caden, you just barely not have enough for some of this stuff. 90. It's barely not enough, unfortunate. Did we get any more abilities? Haven't checked abilities in forever. If I get them, I may as well actually make use of them, right? That would make sense. Alright, we have no extra slots that I'm not using. You know what? We're gonna avoid her for the time being. We're actually gonna go move on to this other area first. The reason being is there's a teleport over there which should give us an autosave. So if we somehow end up getting wrecked in what I assume is going to be a fight here, then we will be able to just come back from that teleport as opposed to the one all the way over there. I guess we could always reset our mana and whatnot, although we kind of just did for the most part.
This ends now.
Although our mana is basically already out already. Some things never change.
Let's see.
Not enough for... We get a crit, somebody probably dies there, but no crit, so no kill. When our mage actually goes on the offensive, he starts to use mana, but if we're just healing, like our regen, our passive regen is generally enough to carry us for most fights, unless they're like extremely long. Like, oh, I don't know, the Taurus young, the Taurus Astria, I should say. Can I just kill you with this? 1300? I don't know, I don't believe it. Let's make sure through the extra elemental damage here he dies.
Whoops.
None is
I knew it. I knew something was going to happen to try and make sure that I didn't kill him there. Our physical missed, but our actual attack ended up hitting there. Okay, I just want the teleport. Alright. We're going to make a slight detour back to the shop here. That way we can get our mana back while we buy up some items just in case. Because last time, as we've seen, we had to use quite a bit of items, so we're probably kind of low on some of our items. Can always use more angel wings. Omni Panacea.
Is that everything?
It's so expensive, but just to
you.
make sure I can remove everybody's status effects as needed, it's always going to be helpful. Always need more revives.
Thank you.
With 20 max revives, I would like to at least think that we would be okay. Does 100% of max HP and MP? Where's our Omni Elixirs at? Now that's something I'd be willing to pay extra for.
Is that everything? Thank you.
Probably spending a bit more than what we actually need
that
to
everything?
here, but I would rather make
Thank
sure that
you.
we're more or less prepared for everything.
Come again.
Now this will definitely make sure that we actually have our progress saved within this area. I'll even hit up another save. After those last couple of episodes where it's like stolen a whole bunch of my progress for the game being the game, you know, I don't really trust it as much, so I'm just trying to make sure that we end up not losing all the progress of doing the temple as of so far. So there still is a chest that we're missing. It seems as though we almost have to ride this guy up, or I need to drop a statue on him, maybe? That instant kills me, okay, but how else would I get over there? Alright, you. Yeah, something tells me that's a bit more of a sound bug more than anything, but Who are you? My name is Yuan, and I'm a demigoddess. I'm here on your husband's behalf. That's traitor, Nani? Ever since I was left to die, I've been stuck here, a prisoner with no way out. I'm not sure if that's how that works, but okay. And he abandoned me, forgot me. Ah, yes, that's why we came all this way to find you, right? I understand why you're angry, but I assure you he still thinks about you and he misses. You're lying, otherwise he would have come soon. Pause? But he's right here. I'm sorry I didn't have the strength nor the courage. If I had only known that you were still here. Be quiet, liar, you all deserve to die. Great. I don't know why I deserve to die after all of that. That doesn't seem very fair, but alright. Nice wrath. You have 50k HP, that's kind of disgusting. Well, as long as you don't have regen or something, I guess I don't feel too bad about it. It looks like you should be water, in which case lightning is probably what we're looking for here. Although I can see light being a weakness due to just the story-esque part going on there. So how do you feel about lightning?
Go.
Weak to lightning as well, beautiful.
This ends now.
Well, somebody's in for a weird weakness. I probably actually should have hasted and whatnot. Hasted, slowed, all that other good stuff. I'll provoke just in case.
I'm ready.
Alright, we got the preemptive strike, so we get to go again. Beautiful.
Right.
Nah, so you're dark, more or less, makes sense. Can Omni haste on us?
This ends now.
Oh, we fought the Taurus, Astria, okay? You were like, you're not even close. You're not that guy, pal. That's what I'm saying. You're not that guy. We even got a crit with our tank. Yeah, so you're under half health already. Triple slash on my tank. Oh no, I'm so scared. No, please. Resisted everything. I don't even feel like I need to slow this guy. I feel like I can just down DPS him at this rate.
This ends now.
Ready.
Nah, you don't need any extra damage. You don't do any damage to begin with, so just giving you extra is just like you hitting for normal damage at this rate compared to our other characters. That's gonna hurt. It would not surprise me if you had a transformation or something, like this is going far too easy. Of course, we did predict all of your weaknesses immediately, which always helps. Okay, no, you're just dead. Alright, well. Might have actually been one of the easiest enemies within this area, hilariously enough. Now I'll never forget you. Thanks, Yolan. Go back to your duties as demigoddess, okay? Talk to Nubia at the Harmonia Temple. Alright. We're still missing a chest in here, although I really have no idea how I would get this outside of maybe being able to drop my statue on this dude, which doesn't appear to be the case. Okay, I'm not sure how that worked. That was what I was thinking I had to do. I'm just not really sure how it worked, but hey, it worked. Almost immediately ran into this dude, which obviously not something I wanted to do. So what did we end up missing out of here? Just 2 chests maybe? 1-2 chests? There's the 1 chest over there, which seems like it should be right at the beginning of the area. And we missed 1 chest in the middle over there. So we missed 2 chests total. Wouldn't be nice if we had a chest counter. You know, like if you were going to show us the location of the chest through the 1 skill, would it not then make sense to give us a chest counter? Be like, this is how many are in the area. You know, because you got access to the skill. You're paying a support slot for that. You may as well get, you know, more out of it. I I don't feel like I'm the crazy one for saying that. I believe Yulin actually just got a new weapon here. Whether or not it's better than what we have, though. Fortune the heat of the sun at its zenith in the blazing fields is said to possess the power of the left eye of a god. Okay. Well, it increases our magic by 22 and our strength by 7, so it's just a straight up upgrade. That's not bad. Helps our magic out a little bit, which doesn't really mean much for us. We really don't use magic outside of like the most basic heal, and that's not exactly impressive.
Have we met that woman in town before?
Ah, Cress.
Yes, that's Racer.
Temple.
We killed her husband, Ervos.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
Defeated is more accurate. Or maybe removed?
There you go. That's how you spin
It's all
it.
the same, isn't it?
But that sounds like we did something bad.
It would be exhausting being paragons of justice all the time, don't you think?
Yeah, see, you're getting it. You're not gonna be salty we killed your husband, right? I mean,
Hello,
removed him,
demigods.
of course, of course.
Racer, we're sorry we couldn't help you and Ervos.
You did your duty. There's nothing to apologize for. In fact, I'm grateful.
You're grateful
Had
I
he
killed
lived
your
much
husband?
longer,
That's
Ervos
kinda
would have
sus.
dragged the Roxy family's reputation through the mud. Moreover, you brought judgment upon your brother and mother, didn't you, Cress?
I did.
I don't think any tale in demigod history has been as moving as yours. No brother has ever given up the Harmelins for a sister, only to be punished by her.
What are you saying?
Being head of a major family is a man's job.
Whoa,
But
you
Draz
can't
Cizel
say
was
that.
unfit
That's like,
for the task,
This is like
and so you, a
2023 now.
woman,
Come on.
became the heiress. I take it you haven't found your role as family head difficult. Well, Draz did ingratiate himself with Brazier to smooth the way for you.
No.
Did you think it was all down to you? No. It was because Draz sacrificed himself for you. That's why Draz did Brazier's bidding. Forced to give up the Harmelins, Draz lost the harmony within himself in the process. He was completely in Brazier Zaragan's grip by the time you left home to become a demigod. Sorry. I suppose I've gone too far. But your ignorance was despicable.
Wow. I'm really just gonna say all that and
Draz.
then just walk
No.
off like that? Bruh. Okay. Alright then. Just drop the truth bomb and walk off?
Where to next?
Honestly, Alec, I have no idea. You know, we might go back to the temple to try and pick up those chests. Oh, well, hello there.
Alasia! I'm all right. Nothing to worry about.
Really? You don't look all right.
Bonding with the Astria is tougher than I thought. It exhausts body and spirit alike.
Let me bear this burden for you, Alasia.
I don't think that's how that works,
No,
man.
Arpeggio. I enjoy it. I can't let you have all the fun.
You sound like you're enjoying it so
Still,
much.
I'm
that-
worried.
You can help by being even kinder and nicer than you've ever been before.
Oof.
I can do that.
The Oases are attacking from above! And the noises are here too!
Don't know why this is happening, but okay. Because as far as I'm aware, we're not doing
This
the main
tower is a
story
symbol of
stuff.
harmony.
I'm pretty sure
We won't
these
let
were
the noises
considered
wreck it.
optional temples. Ah, well, good. Glad I didn't get to prepare
Stay
for this.
alert!
Omni Regen. Oh, that's disgusting. Omni Arrow weakness. Wait a minute. Hold on here. That's pretty sus. Well, you have 20k HP. All right, none of you guys really have HP though, so regen's actually not that good for you. So you know what? This may not be that bad. If I can just spam like all my cosmic breaks, maybe I can just like out DPS them before it really does anything. Although it looked like most people either healed from it or were neutral. Okay, so the one's applying weakness in the back, the other one's applying evade. That's disgusting. We definitely want haste for this fight. If I had a multi-target slow, I'd go for it, but something tells me that's not the case. Dark over Earth, questionable. You would think the Astria cosmic breaks would be stronger than the regular cosmic break. Maybe that's just me thinking that, but I don't know, it seems like these would be stronger. Wouldn't that make more sense, you know, if that compared to default cosmic break? That makes sense to me, but the dude in the front is just absorbing everything, which I honestly expected, so I'm not too worried about him just healing all the time. I'm more so worried about the rest of his friends over there. So they made me weak, so why did I do like 0 HP to these? 0 damage to these guys? Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Do we need the heal down? Just throw a heal out just in case.
Here we go.
Alright, well, apparently if we do no damage to these guys, maybe we do actually need to, again, regen, man. There's still nothing I can do about that. We still haven't found an actual weakness to any of these guys yet, either. Omni Fire, question mark? I mean, I guess we just keep playing around with it until we end up getting one here. If we're gonna do fire, we may as well do it with our cosmic break here and see if we can do anything about this. Alright, anybody weak to any of this? Nope, neutral. The guy on the bottom absorbs it. That is unfortunate.
This ends now.
Okay, well, Omni Force doing straight up no damage. Why are you guys... This... something about this ain't right. Like, you should have been taking more damage than this. So, I believe it was the guy on the bottom that was doing the Omni stuff? Well, you gotta go then, if that's the case.
Yes.
You are weak to the ice down there. Alright, that's all I need to see. Well, since you guys like regen so much, you don't mind if I throw it on my tank, dude?
Let me help.
I think I'm gonna have to take this turn to actually heal her as well, just to make sure she stays alive.
Here we go.
Assuming the Omni Provoke works as intended. Alright, so we want to kill the guy on the bottom because he's applying the regen, then we want to kill the guy in the back, then we want to kill the guy on the top, and then we want the guy in the front. The assassination attempts, really not too worried about at this point. Get that Omni ice out here. We did get a supplement proc there. Come with another Omni ice. Still really not doing enough damage.
This ends now.
See, like, I'm straight up doing no damage. Like, yeah, is this a story thing or something like that? Or are they truly just healing for this much?
Let's see.
Because I'm really doing no damage either. I guess go ahead and provoke it. Like, this fight, originally looking at it, should not be going the way that this is, but for whatever reason,
Here we go.
it's going much worse than it should be. I should have just lost all my light weaknesses because this guy's yet to reapply them, so we should be fine for the time being. Once he reapplies it, then it'll be questionable. Gotta get haste back on everyone again. And then we absolutely have to
This ends
just
now.
destroy this guy on the bottom here. They don't have regen anymore, so any damage we do is sticking. I guess I really just need to lower their defenses and whatnot at this rate. Retaliate might actually be good damage, assuming you can hit. That was pretty mediocre damage, alright. Well, you know, expect nothing less from the tank at this point.
Here we go.
They're healing up top, which is gross, but I think we'll be fine. It's just a regular cure, so it's not Omni regen. Again, another time I needed some Omni, like an Omni Dispel. I think we just want to go single target ice, It's like, why would you want to do that when there's 4 here? But I feel like fierceness actually procs a lot more when I do it on a single target, which is why I'm considering doing it as a single target attack rather than Omni spam.
Let's see.
Everybody should still be taunted for the time being. Overcome could be interesting because everybody's weak right now. Makes the user weak to all elements and negates all ally weaknesses for 1 turn, in which case they wouldn't take the extra damage. And if we're weak to everything already, then all we're doing is reducing damage on the others. This seems fine.
I'm ready.
Then we can go ahead and throw out a cure since you're gonna get smacked pretty hard, assuming the provoke works as intended. Gunner is pretty bad because Gunner, while our tank is weak, that's about what I expected realistically. Just make sure we keep our haste up here. Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to revive our tank
This
there.
ends now.
Although it's looking like I'm actually going to need to use Omni Eggs. Just make sure everybody's alive for now, and then I can let our healer take care of our tank. Of course, that means I'm not getting any DPS downfield this turn, but that's okay. Probably not going to heal our tank the full year. Alright, so Overcome is something. I think it was only a really big issue because we ended up having a weakness, and then he spammed the Gunner skill on us. Other than that, I don't think it went too terribly. They still have yet to actually reapply Omni Regen, which is beautiful. I think it's actually only meant to make the first couple of turns of this fight harder. And then the rest of the time they're like, okay, now you can actually do things. Probably just end up using our tank there as a second healer at this rate. Like just Omni provoke for 1 turn and then the rest of the time go through just healing.
I'm ready. All yours. Here we go.
Keep everybody topped off. They're not healing as much damage as we're doing, so this is fine.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, he max rolled Gunner and insta-killed our healer. That's okay. Need the Omni Haste to keep everybody's haste up. Omni Evade has not really mattered
This ends
like
now.
at all so far. Go ahead and revive our healer so then our healer can heal the rest of us. Probably could have left that to our tank, but just to make sure he's up quicker. It should be provoked. Retaliate, I would think, would be insane after a turn like that. 2,500. That's, you know, that's not as much as I was thinking it would be. Made us weak to light. You hate to see that.
All yours. Here we go.
Of course, that only matters if they use light attacks, though. Good resistances. Everybody's got the haste except for our healer, which is unfortunate, but we'll live with it. Just keep spamming single target ice on this guy. It does make the fight a bit longer, but it also helps make sure we drop this guy much quicker.
Ice.
And if he was the one spamming the Omni Regen, then definitely the thing we need.
This ends now.
This might actually just kill him right here, and then we can focus the dude in the back.
Whoops.
Oh, you missed the physical, otherwise he was dead there. See if we can guarantee the kill here with our tank, which we just barely did. Man, that damage is pitiful. Now, if we can remove the guy in the back, that'll get rid of our weaknesses. Also, Gunner will stop randomly spam hitting all of our people, which is, as you can see, kind of useful.
Here we go. I'm fine.
I went for the heal there rather than the revive, just because everybody was as weak as they were. The AI really likes wasting their time on my tank, and I'm all for it.
Let's see.
Now we can have our tank revive because they're not doing anything anyways. I think we more or less have this fight in the bag at this point. It's just a matter of actually just going through the motions at this rate.
All yours. Here we go.
I believe the guy in the back is either weak to lightning, or usually whenever they're green for whatever reason, they're like weak to earth, which makes no sense, especially like based on the character look. But it is, it's this game, so you know.
Thunder.
I guess I could always scan them, assuming it works. Alright, so you resistant to lightning, expect as much. If you resist lightning, you're gonna be weak to earth then, right? Yeah, of course. They just this game logic, like that's pretty much the only way I can describe it. Is this is like this game's logic.
All yours. Here we go.
You don't have the weakness on us, so we're not too worried about that. Gunner actually finally low rolled for once, in which case we took like basically no damage from it.
This ends now.
Alright, well now that we guaranteed know that you're weak to earth, you don't mind taking a lot of damage.
Let's see.
Tank not really doing anything at this point. Retaliate's not gonna do too much. Definitely don't want to use overcome. I mean, I guess for retaliate, just for the damage. I did about as much as a thrust. I guess because Gunner didn't go off as much as it had in the last couple of attempts.
Here we go.
The dude up top is healing, but his healing is pretty garbage in comparison to the damage that we're outputting here, so I'm not worried about that in the slightest. I'd prefer if they didn't focus my shaman, though. You can stop all of that. I feel like I should be using Omni skills more, but I think just for the extra fierceness procs and whatnot, I should be using the single target on him. It feels wrong to do so, but I don't know. I mean, it worked on the last guys.
Ready.
It's such pitiful damage. It's actually such a joke how much that doesn't do
All
damage.
yours. Here we go.
I mean, if that dude just wants to keep spamming Omni heals, that's fine, because that means he's not attacking us, and we already do more damage, so he's just delaying the inevitable. We're about to run out of turns on haste, unfortunately. Maybe we go Omni. I don't think many of you guys should be resisting this.
This ends now.
The dude in front has a resistance to it, so maybe we should keep it single target.
Let's see.
Man, that did pitiful damage too, even with them being under weakness.
Let me help.
Of course, because we keep exploiting their weaknesses, they have no focus, so they can't use any crazy skills that they may or may not have had. Because they are -5 at the moment, which basically means that they're never going to be able to use any extra crazy one-shot skills, assuming they had any to begin with. Yeah, haste back up. Hopefully we have supplement here, just to, you know, give us some
This
turn
ends
back.
now.
Not the case, as expected. I keep thinking maybe I should throw the Withering on the dude in the back for the 10% reduction in stats. But it's like, what's better, a 10% reduction in stats, or just hitting the guy for maybe 2 attacks that turn while he's weak to it? It feels like the 2 attacks while under weakness would end up being better. Thankfully, Gunner seemed to miss a few times and also more or less rebound off my tank there. Alright, you get out of here.
This ends
Still
now.
not getting my fierceness from 50% chance. Yeah, okay, if you say so.
Let's see.
I feel like this should be a good retaliate set amount of damage there with how weak our healer
Let
is.
me help.
It did 2k, which is generally better than thrust, but still doesn't feel like it was enough. Worst comes to worst, we could just throw on a mana item, or we can use Reboot to get all of our mana back, so it's not like we're in a bad situation by any means. We did get the supplement as well as the Fierceness proc. See, that's the stuff I'm looking for right there. This dude should just be dead as a result of that now. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna guess that you're weak to lightning up there.
Whoops.
You are weak to lightning. Perfect. I guess we'll throw out an Omni Provoke. I mean, really, the dude up top was more or less just healing the rest of them. So now that they have no real DPS coming out, we should... Like, the only way we should really lose a person at this point is through, like, an assassination attempt. Which apparently assassination has a 25% chance to actually insta-kill somebody, which so far, from what I'm seeing, based on all the other insta-kill skills, is actually the highest in the game. Which, I mean, 25% is not even bad on an insta-kill attack. See if that guy... Of course he resisted down there. I was like, maybe he won't resist it. No, he resisted, alright. Okay, maybe now we go defense break, just so that way we'll take the extra damage from both our fencer as well as our chronomancer. Then I guess we just retaliate spam. It's doing slightly more than thrust. So long as everybody else besides our tank is taking damage, retaliate does more, that's the thing. Now this turn it won't do any more damage. I think retaliate still does slightly more damage than thrust just because of its MP cost, but other than that, nice. We got the supplement turn, which means we can go ahead and bully this guy up top here. We're just gonna DPS it, single target DPS him because the other dude has a weakness which takes away from my focus, which helps me DPS them quicker. So this way we can at least do a little more damage and kill him off more quickly. The 10% doesn't seem like it's all too much, but it seems to be doing a decent amount for us here.
I'm ready.
I guess the 10% reduction plus the weakness is really a little bit more than 10% because they're weak, so then you gotta apply the weakness damage on top of that 10% lowered stats. Did get the fierceness proc there. I don't know why the fierceness proc wants to activate on this guy so much as compared to the other two, but I'll absolutely take it. Yeah, at this point, basically, you know, the fight's over. It's just a matter of actually just going through the motions of actually ending it here. Of course you missed. Just gotta delay this any more than you already have to. Well, I'm gonna assume that you're weak to water then, because I think you resisted ice.
Water.
Neutral.
This ends now.
That was not supposed to be a defend, but here we are. I feel like we've scanned this guy before, but may as well see if we can get it. Weak to light, and that's it. I mean, the insta-kills, confusion, mute, and stun. So, you know, like, basically all the things that, you know, our assassin would want to do, basically non-existent, in which case it's kind of like, why have the assassin class? Also, this dude only has 63 MP mana left, so basically this dude is working with nothing. Like, he's pretty much gonna only be able to do basic attacks to us at this rate.
Here we go.
I'm fine. Immediately gets knocked down. Yeah, alright. Yeah, you fine. You right. No, you're fine, right? You're fine. Right, MP drain hit just to steal mana from him? Well, it says gain MP for up for 20% of the damage dealt, so maybe it would actually steal the rest of it. Which I'm just curious to see like what that will actually end up doing for us. Well, you know, if you miss, then it kind of, you know, does nothing. So if you could not do that, that'd be great. Get haste back up, then we can hit him with the slow, or revive our tank with our healer.
All yours.
Like, this fight is over. It's just actually making this happen at this point. There's no way you have this much mana unless you're actually regenning mana, which would not surprise me if they ended up giving the bosses some level of regen. Just so that way, you know, they don't get immediately dunked on. Alright, so our Chronomancer can't do any more extra special damage to this guy, but he can weaken him and slow him and give us haste and whatnot. Like, there's really never a bad time to use the Chronomancer. Like, he just has everything that you would want, more or less. Said you're weak to light. I still want to try the mana drain on him.
Yes.
I actually did land the attack that time.
Let's see.
We got 121 from that, but this guy never had that much mana to begin with, which makes me think that it actually just gives us mana back and doesn't actually
I'm ready.
steal their mana, even though they call it an MP drain. But based on the last time we scanned him, this guy really should not have any mana left, yet he's still using stuff like Forces Hit and whatnot, which makes me think that he's regenning. Because otherwise he shouldn't be able to do all this. We're going to use a gift for the guaranteed mana every turn. That way it basically increases all of the damage by like 50% essentially. Through adding that one extra focus. Maybe not 50%, but I don't know. It says plus 50% there. How that actually works into the math, not entirely sure. Did do 2k damage to this guy. I'm thinking we'll just throw a Omni-Ether on us here. May as well, just so that way we don't have to keep playing around mana just to make this quicker on us.
Let me help. All yours. Here we go.
I kind of want to switch Alec in just for the drain, just to finish this fight quicker, because like we already know we've won basically, right? I mean, there's nothing here that really suggests that we would end up losing this fight at this point. So it's like I may as well just make it quicker, just so that way we can finish up the episode. Not that he has that much HP that you can really drain to begin with. Nah, we'll just rock with our regular team right here. This is fine. I'll probably just use Retaliate the rest of the time since we have the mana to do so. Should be using my light mage to get the light hits off on him. I guess Alec does have light damage as well. Maybe we do just switch out our tank for Alec. There's no real reason to hit this guy with anything else. Slow's about to wear off, so we can go ahead and hit him with that.
This ends now.
Yeah, we'll just switch you out with Alec to make this quicker.
Let me help.
Nobody actually needs a heal at the moment, so we can just have you do your light damage. Good damage.
Sorry.
Yeah, it sounded like he actually landed the assassination that time. Annoying. Strong physical damage. 30% chance to negate what they resist, nullify, and absorb. In which case, everything can do neutral damage, which isn't the worst. Emote hit, they're not able to do anything anyways. All allies' next physical attacks deal additional light damage. That's not bad. Not really sure how that's displayed on our stuff here, but alright. Excuse me. I'll just let our healer take care of that. That only did 949 damage. I'm not convinced. It almost feels like it almost overrode my original light damage from my attack. Which, if that's the case, then it's actually just bad.
My turn now.
Didn't we have a better light hit? I feel like we did, but it doesn't seem like it. I guess just go for the assault. I mean, it is 3 attacks, which are in theory supposed to be strong.
Now.
Of course, if you miss every time, that doesn't really matter all too much. Now, does it?
Whoops.
Why is everyone missing so much? Like, maybe this guy just has naturally high evasion, but I really don't feel like these guys should be missing as much as they are here.
Let me help. All yours. Here we go.
Cure,
I'll
so
take
you're
you
good,
on.
even though it's just got Benefactor again. We can try our light hit to see how that works for us. 2,500. I mean, it's not like it's bad. Are you still slowed? You're slowed for one more turn. Alright, well, let's stay slowed.
This ends now.
Then keep using light magic. It just at points like this, it'd be nice if there was just like a give up feature for like the enemy, because there's no way we lose this unless we just played it like the most horrific way possible, which would basically just be like defending until he eventually kills us.
My turn now.
2,500 last time. This should guarantee that we kill him. So long as everything hit, which it did. Still don't really know why that happened, but it happened.
This might sound strange coming from me, but aerial opponents can be very annoying.
Yet they
Can't
fought us on the
fly,
ground.
so we're at a distinct disadvantage.
Not to mention, Siren has absolute control over the Oasis.
Should we give it a go? I think we've got what it takes to defeat Saren and that woman's forces.
It's your call, Ulan.
No, we're gonna be doing the rest of the temples because they exist. Okay, well, apparently this is happening now.
At Wyndham, we must be prepared for an all-out fight against the Oasis. More so you than anyone else, Caden.
Who? Me? I'm way ahead of you all. There isn't an unprepared bone in my body. I promise I'm more than ready.
Promises can be forgotten, though. In the past, you Oasis have been famously bird-brained.
Roasted.
Perhaps you should stop living in the past, old man. I think this round goes to me.
Enough nonsense. Let's get going.
There you go, Dagmar. That's what we're talking about here. Well, this one was a bit longer of an episode. I say that, but this is generally how these episodes go at this point. So, you know, it's probably par for the course at this rate. I'm thinking we check out some of the harnesser skills, because I think it said, like, the more jobs you go in, like, the less stats you end up getting from them, and more just, like, picking straight up their skills, which is looking to be the case here. Right, so what we got in the harness here? Here, courage, increase strength by 20% on a single target. Sacrifice own strength and magic stats to increase all strength and magic by 30%. Then, you don't do damage anyway, so to sacrifice your own strength and magic to increase everybody else's by 30%? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, give me that. Remove all negative status effects, apply them to yourself. I'm not entirely convinced on that one. Increases a single target's defense by 20%. Removes all positive effects on a... There's Dispel. Oh my... Of course it was on Harnesser. Really? Okay. Well, you know, that would have been a good thing to have for that Taurus fight. But hey, you know, it's fine. You don't actually need that copium. Alright. I'm off by 4. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Whatever. Alright, there's still things we want in these guys and stuff. Our tank is mostly at the point where we don't care really what they get. I'm off by 2. Oh, I'm getting trolled right now. You have, like, no SBs, so that's understandable. You're so close to being able to use the Leo, but not just yet. You got nothing. You should have enough for something here. Increase max stats, increase by 5, increase by 20. You're off by 1? This game's got jokes, man, I'm telling you. 105. That's gotta be enough for something, right? Oh, for plus 20s, absolutely. I feel like we want your strength to be up more, but then, like, the rest of your stats are not all that fantastic either. I guess give me magic defense. We are always getting spammed by magic attacks, so honestly, that's worse. That brings us back to here. Alright, well, that's it for this episode. So we beat the Taurus Temple, we got ambushed by some Oezes, and, well, apparently we proceeded on to the next chapter, so even though they called them, optional temples, it appears as though we had to complete some of the temples in order to progress the game forward, so I guess it's a good thing we ended up doing that. We're still going to do the rest of the temples. I mean, we're already so far into the temples, we may as well do the rest of them. I'm trying to think of what other temples we actually have here to do. We did the Capricorn, we did the Taurus. What else? What else are we missing here? The Cancer Temple and the Scorpio Temple. Okay, well, that looks like the only two temples left we have at the moment. So I guess we'll decide whether we want to do the Scorpio or the Cancer Temple next time. Money-wise, we don't really have much on that either. We just did all of our Ascension tree. Did we get press subs? We did. We did because we completed the temple, and the only ones that don't have their sub-jobs left are our Shaman and our Alchemist. So that being said, we may as well do that at the end of this video, huh? So do we want another Dark Knight, or do we want another Hunter? Good questions. I feel like we might want a Hunter. Just so that way we can, because the Shaman's already gonna give, he's already gonna give the elements, and then we can use the Hunter side to apply the weakness, so then we have the elements, and then we can immediately apply the weaknesses, so then we're already at an advantage on all of our attack. That seems to make more sense than Dark Knight. As for you, Chronomancer or White Mage, I mean, having access to a second White Mage wouldn't be bad. Just in case we're, like, forced to use you for something. I mean, I really like Chronomancer. At least out of all the classes that we've had, it's definitely one of the best ones. So it's, like, really hard to not take this one. But White Mage is just solid for the fact that it's, you know, the most basic thing, a White Mage, you know, it just, you have to have one, it just kind of is what it is, so. If we're ever forced to use you, though, and for whatever reason we can't get Echo in, then we don't have a actual healer on us. I think I have to go White Mage, just on the off chance that this somehow ends up playing out for us, in which case we would be, I wouldn't say we're screwed, because we have a lot of items that can heal us the full and whatnot, but it'd be a lot more difficult. It'd also give us more access to light damage, which our Wushus don't really do that great of light damage. Like, it kind of just exists, so at least you're, like, slightly better than the Guardian, but still not by much, so I think I have to take it. It's not really what I want. I would have rather had the Chronomancer there, but for the sake of in case we're ever forced to use her and Echo's not available, it at least gives us something. So that's our support jobs, 100% complete. Next episode, we're either going into the Scorpio or the Cancer Temple, and of course, whichever one we don't do next episode, then we'll do the other one after. Assuming we don't have another cursed fight like the Taurus Astria, in which case that would be something. But enough rambling. Appreciate you guys for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one. See ya.